What is up, everyone? I am Mark the Monster. This is the Don't Say the F Word podcast. We are a pro wrestling combat sports podcast. We don't use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. Don't let your friends use it either. That's right, PWO, Puppet World Order, for life. Thank you, everyone, checking us out live on Instagram. We appreciate YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, if Jeremy remembers to put it on Rumble.
That sometimes. Oh, look at that. Illegal brother-in-law Joe in here right out the gate. Hey, drop the music down, Jeremy. Bring it down a little bit. All right. We're going to talk about Boulder Bears gummies. They taste like candy. They kick like coffee, Joe. 20 milligrams caffeine per gummy. Eat a whole pack. 100 milligrams caffeine. Gets you jacked.
Crazy.
Yeah. Good stuff, Joe.
Yeah, good stuff, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We got some friends who've seen us over on Scripps channel. We're live with Scripps. Go, Sydney. Yep. All right.
Oh, all right. Oh.
Thank you for following us from Scripps. We will hopefully have him on here maybe in a few weeks. He is a busy, busy man. I don't think he's got an available weekend for like a month straight. He is doing shows, GCW, all over the place. Who knows where he could end up? Maybe he could kick through that Forbidden Door. You can't.
Shame on you, Mark.
You can't imply that he's gonna be on that. I'm not. I mean, I'm allowed to speculate, and don't just take it easy on that. All right. You don't know nothing. Just gonna put that out there.
I don't know nothing either.
I could see, yeah, I think TNA is an option for Scripps, Sydney. However he's gonna go, I think that's a good option for him. He seemed really excited about the possibility of going in the X Division, and I think he's an amazing talent that could revitalize the X Division. I think you throw him in there. Maybe Leo Rush comes over for a bit. I don't know. Leo might be getting closer to pen to paper in AEW. It's getting kind of close, I think.
We'll see.
So I love seeing Leo Rush on TV every week. I really do. But I like his Blackheart character he's doing all over the end. And I don't think AEW is going to let him do that character in AEW. I just don't think they're going to do it.
Nah, I don't think so neither.
V4 Vendetta Beats
Production. Yeah, I think the X Division is going to take off, and I think more people there are just going to make it that much more exciting. You know, I bet I could be in the X Division. What? Why would? Joe, you think I could do the X Division?
King Klein?
I mean, I got arms.
Okay. How long can you?
I got a foot.
Okay. How long can you hold up upside down?
I got 2 feet.
Cool.
How the hell are both of your feet up here? Like, don't ask questions. All right, then. Don't know how he did that. The fact that he can do that, maybe he can be in the X Division, Joe. Maybe.
I just want to know how long can you hold himself upside down, like trying to crawl over, get that X Division.
Wait, I gotta be upside down?
Yeah, you know, like up like this, like crawling, you know.
Oh, yeah, I don't really want to go upside down. That's why I don't do the roller coasters.
That's the point of it. You can't get on top of the rope and.
He's right. You gotta kind of climb the rope thingy up the.
You know.
Well, what if I just what if I got a really tall heater? What if I got like a big dude with me, put me on his shoulders?
No.
You're big. No, I'm husky. I'm not that tall. I thought you were tall. I'm tall compared to you. That's not impressive.
Yeah, man. Yeah, long climbing, do crawl upside down. Sorry for you.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit of a struggle for you, Mark. And well, maybe you could help. I mean, I could try. Yes. I've seen how Will annihilated Swerve. That hidden blade was, I've seen things where people talked about it as a spoiler, and I thought they were exaggerating. Did you see it, Joe?
What's that?
The hidden blade that Will busted out on the collision taping.
I did not see it.
You're at home. Try to bring it up on your YouTube and watch it. But if I throw the clip, I'm gonna get. We will get the cease and desist. It's too soon.
All right.
Yes. Search Will Ospreay hidden blade on the stage. It's it might be the most violent hidden blade I've seen him hit on anyone. Yeah, that thing was grotesque. That's a big word. That's a college word right there, my friend. Thank you. I've been reading a lot.
Wait.
You got it? If I throw it up anywhere, it's just going to be a pain in the ass for me to rectify it.
No, I thought one time.
If you go to AEW's page, I bet you they have the clip on their YouTube. While Joe's looking for that, just want to give a shout out to Monsters R0. If you guys want some cool anti-bullying fight gear, they got some they got performance tees. They got hoodies without sleeves. If you're a bare knuckle anti-bully, they got you covered. Back behind us, we got Forbidden Door 2023 playing. We won't get in trouble for that. But that is brought to you by Smack Talk Showdown. It's the card game. You can play with your friends, cut promos, talk smack, talk a little trash. Think of Cards Against Humanity, but cutting a pro wrestling promo. And hey, somebody gets to be the producer. That's me. I get the pencil. I'm booking the show, Mark. Why do you think you get to book the show? Because you're the talent. That makes sense. But yeah, check those guys out. Very, very fun game. Anyone can play it. We played it with Joe. He's got some great promos. And of course, we got Builder Bears gummies. They got 20 milligrams of caffeine per gummy, 100 milligrams in a pack. Go check them out. They are the first gummy geared for climbers. So, if you want to climb some rocks, maybe you want to climb that rope in X Division, hang upside down, and get all caffeinated up with some Builder Bear gummies. Tastes like candy, kicks like coffee. Are you done paying the bills, Mark? Yeah, I've made all my money. I'm out. All right, we'll bring you back later if you need to come back. I'm not going to talk about my wrestler of the week. I'm sure you will be. Joe, I'll be back.
Wait. So when the hidden blade happened? Because the last coming up.
It's on the stage, Joe.
It's on stage?
Yeah, on the stage. For the end. You'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see it, Joe. You know what's crazy? While you're looking for that, a year ago, Forbidden Door 2023, Swerve Strickland opened up the show. Mobile Embassy opened the show, and now Swerve is the main event.
Ooh, that is something.
Did you watch it? Did you catch it? You seeing it?
Hold up. Wait.
It's nasty. It is nasty.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh is right.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh.
What I'm saying. It's what I'm saying, Joe. That thing was just brutal. Like, pretty unbelievable.
I just wonder how they do that. Ooh. Well, the whole.
Man, I don't know how he hits that move and doesn't hurt people. I don't have a damn clue how he hits that move and does not hurt people. Because it definitely looks like he should be concussing everyone. But hey, man, he does all right. I don't think he's ever hurt anyone with that move. All right, Joe. So we got some things to cover before we talk Forbidden Door. I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Do you acknowledge Solo Sikoa as your tribal chief?
I said at the new 2.0, yes, he's doing good. He's doing good.
So you acknowledge Solo as your tribal chief?
He's there full time. He's making a name for himself. I will acknowledge him. Yes.
You are going to acknowledge Solo as your tribal chief.
But
Even after what he did to Paul?
even hey, out the old
He put a hit on Paul Lee. Took Paul Lee out.
hey,
The wise man. WWE Hall of Famer. Paul Heyman.
hey, out with the old and with the new. You got to do it some way to make a statement. You got to make a statement somehow.
So out with the old and with the new. So
Out with the old.
do you think we're getting a new manager for the Bloodline? Will there be a new wise man for the Bloodline?
There's rumors flying around, but hey,
What rumors are you hearing, Joe? Who do you think? Do you think there's going to be somebody else as the mouthpiece, or do you think they're just going to let Solo keep talking? I want to get it out of the way. I'm just going to say this now. I think it can be fully understood and accepted that The Rock is the one behind Solo running the Bloodline, right? That's accepted fact, right?
you can say that, yeah.
All right. So if that's the accepted fact, who do you see being the voice of the Bloodline? If Wise Man no more, they are not going to have. Seemingly, they're not going to have Paul. I would imagine Paul's going to be off TV for a bit.
Just some plan.
Yeah. So, who do you think? Who have you heard? Who do you think? Who would you pick? If it's all the same person, that's time saver. But what are you thinking? What's on?
I think maybe. I think they should let Solo be the mouthpiece from now on because having a lot of managers these days, having one person, I think Solo could be the voice of the group instead of just finding no manager.
Do you think just let Solo be the guy, just doing all the talking? Don't have anybody else in there? No.
Yeah. And you're probably gonna need somebody to translate speaking Samoan. So why not Solo? So yeah.
And yeah, I could see them just letting it be just Solo, right?
Mm-hmm. Because
Who was the guy who managed Umaga?
I've seen them too. At Andrade, not Andrade. I hear his voice in my head, but I can't think of his name. Shit. But he's good.
Yeah. I think that. Why can't I remember that dude's name? Let's see.
Andrade.
Armando Estrada.
I knew it was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see a rumor about they want to bring him back, but I'm like, kind of like. I was like, he cool to bring him back, but nah, many people don't remember him. A lot of people just don't remember him.
You think?
Yeah, a lot of people probably just. He was there maybe like what? After Umaga left, he went on to be like the ECW manager. Then afterward, he got fired for something. I forget what he got. Oh, policy. Policy. He got fired for policy.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, Mr. weed. He got fired for weed. Yeah,
Ah, I didn't know that.
yeah. He had a couple of them where he, 3 strikes, boom.
Woo! Como se dice, downward spiral ever since we lost.
Downward spiral.
Mm.
I don't know, man. I could see them. I could see them doing that. Maybe. I'm not gonna bet the house on it. We got some comments coming in. In their opinion, Jimmy will join Jay and Roman and Sammy and make the old bloodline again. So I'm glad that's brought up in our comments, Joe. Does Sammy come back into the fold?
Nah.
Do you think they involve Sammy at all with the bloodline story going forward, in a regular capacity at all?
I would say they would probably need Sammy as like a special referee if they go to war.
You think they would do something like that with Sammy?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, so they took Paul out. So what does Paul Lee do? Do we immediately see Paul Lee coming back in with Roman? Or do we see Paul Lee look to rally the troops against Solo? Do we see Paul Lee try and get Jimmy back? Try and reconnect with Jay? And that's where I thought, man, I do think we're going to get Bloodline Civil War at War Games. And I'm like, man, are we going to bring in these collaterals? Or is Paul going to look for favors? Is this how Brock Lesnar returns?
Nah.
Does Paul Lee connect with all the Paul Heyman guys? Does Paul Lee go to CM Punk and Brock Lesnar and try and bring them into the mix against the Bloodline? Not that I think Brock will do War Games. I don't think that. But do we get something to buy us a little bit of time? And this is July. Well, it's still June. Tomorrow's July. We have a lot of time before War Games. It'll be here really fast. But we have a lot of time. Is there going to be some filler? I mean, Punk shouldn't be back to TV anytime soon. So we shouldn't have Paulie reach out to Punk for assistance. That shouldn't happen. But man, what about Brock? Solo versus Brock?
If they do that,
Bloodline takes Brock out?
nah. I wouldn't say that. Nah, that's kind of like
You wouldn't book it that way? Oh man, I would definitely book it that Bloodline 2.0 takes Brock Lesnar out. We bring Brock back for one quick program with Solo, and the Bloodline takes Brock Lesnar out.
I would say if he did do it, it'd have to be.
And a lot of speculation of Rock Roman Mania. I do think we get Rock Roman WrestleMania. I definitely think that's got to be the plan, right?
It'll have to be a handicap match. Brock versus two of, I would say, Jacob and
what if it's not a handy? What if it's a last man standing?
Nah.
What if we could get to Brock Lesnar versus Solo or Jacob, last man standing at SummerSlam, and you end up with, I mean, you're going to have bloodline interference. I mean, same thing they did whenever Roman and Brock were last man standing at SummerSlam. You had to bury him under a pile of rubble. But Bloodline 2.0 stands tall. And then after that match, Roman returned.
It could probably work out. Yeah, that could probably work out.
Right? You have Paul get Roman, get Brock to come back because he still can't get in contact with Roman. Still hasn't heard from Roman, and he needs help. I don't know if I bring Sammy back into the picture or not, though.
Sammy don't need to be in the bloodline.
I feel like it just needs to be whenever we're building toward that Bloodline Civil War, it's just got to be family.
No. Besides, Sammy was a temporary goose. He wasn't in the fully thing.
He wasn't honorary Oos. He wasn't. He's not blood.
No. So, yeah.
Some will make the argument that Tama Tonga and his brothers aren't blood, but I think they're part of the blood oath thing. They found a way to connect the lineage, right?
Adoption, I guess I think it was adoption.
Going with the adoption line.
Adoption line, yeah, I think adoption.
Sammy might just be part of the segments, though. Man, I could see Sammy being part of the segments, at least to some degree, right? Because let's be honest, Sami Zayn being part of the Bloodline was fun.
It was fun.
It was very enjoyable. Watching Jey Uso break character so many times was fantastic.
All I got is sugar free, y'all. Sugar free.
Oh, I got some. I got some iced tea too. Get sponsored by Iced Tea. That'd be great, right?
But I don't think
the struggle I have
Sammy shouldn't be
is
Sammy should just lay low, defend that IC title, not worry about the bloodline. He should just he did his part in the bloodline trying to be a member. Didn't work out. If he tried to join again, it still won't work out because everybody gonna keep saying he's not actual Samoan and he shouldn't be in it. So I think it's best if they just ignore and not try to put him back in it.
So we got in the comments that Rikishi used to team with Haku. That's where their connection is. So they have that connection from Rikishi and Haku.
Yeah.
Makes sense. With Sammy, where do you see the IC title going?
I'll
jump a little ahead. We'll talk a little bit about Raw. It's more for tomorrow's show, but
I see it like this.
Does he drop at the Braun Breaker soon?
No. I'm gonna say it like this. Sammy's gonna interfere at Money in the Bank and gonna move it on to a triple threat match at Survivor Series. I mean SummerSlam. And then I wanna say that's where at SummerSlam Sammy gets his Grand Slam. Become a Grand Slam champion.
I could see that. I could see IC title going to Chad Gable or Braun Breaker. I would like to see Dragunov win the Money in the Bank. Ilya Dragunov is. I'm not willing to say he's my pick to win Money in the Bank. I will say he is my hope to win Money in the Bank because I want him to win Money in the Bank, and I want him to cash in to face Gunther for the World Heavyweight title so we can get Dragunov Gunther 3. That's what I want to see. Because, I do have Gunther becoming the World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam. Whether he beats Seth or whether he beats Priest, I don't really care. To be honest, he could beat either one, doesn't matter. But I think you put that world title on him. And at some point, it doesn't have to be right away. At some point, give me Dragunov Gunther 3 for that heavyweight title. I'd like to see him win Money in the Bank just so we have an easier time pulling the trigger and we don't have to really build him up and try and tell the story to everyone who wasn't paying attention the first 2 times. But if we could just find a way, if we could just give him the briefcase and he cashed in against Gunther, because he can cash in against Gunther at any time. And it doesn't hurt anyone who wins or who loses. the better option is for him to lose the first time and have a reason to work his way back to it and have the crowd really want to see him win. And then you have him lose again, and then you do it again. But it doesn't hurt him to lose to Gunther at all. You take someone who you're building momentum for, like Braun or somebody. I mean, there's a chance you really hurt that momentum trying to have somebody like that cash in or go against Gunther, because Gunther can't be a guy who's in jeopardy right away.
That is true. Man, that'd be something Gunther did win that. How long think Gunther would hold on to that title if he did win at SummerSlam?
I think he would have it for a while. I don't think he's going to get like a record-setting run with the World Heavyweight title like he did with the IC, but that current belt, the longest reigning champ was Seth, and he didn't even have it a year. So Gunther could set a record.
He could, yeah. The chops.
Yeah, hot take. He might have it till Mania. You think Gunther might run with that world title till Mania? I'd like to see Gunther like beat Seth record. Maybe we run Gunther SummerSlam with the heavyweight. I think that'd be cool.
But then again, you got to think, who would Netflix want to be the champion come January?
And Gunther's a good champion for Raw. I think Gunther's a good option on Netflix. I know there's the speculation that they really want to push Braun Breaker for the Netflix era of WWE, well, of Raw anyway. But I don't think Braun Breaker is a better option to be the guy than Gunther. I mean, he's solid mid-card. He could be the workhorse guy, but Gunther can be the world champion on Netflix Raw. He's so believable as the guy.
My thing is, there's only one thing I can say about Braun Breaker. He needs to slow down before he break a leg or something, because he just runs too damn fast.
And he's fast. Braun Breaker is fast.
That's all. See him running, going down. It's so. I don't know how the hell he can do it 23 miles per hour. But hey.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Gunther's hard hitting, technical style. I think he could. I think once you put that belt on him, I think he can run with it for a while. He should probably set a record with the current World Heavyweight title.
Them chops.
Yeah, the chops are nasty. And then eventually we build to the Braun Gunther feud. And I know this is against all my beliefs, but Braun and Gunther could hot potato that title back and forth a little bit. If you want to build a little bit of that excitement on Raw, on Netflix, of anything could happen, those two could hot potato that belt back and forth on Netflix Raw for a little bit. Not long term. Yeah, I don't want WCW 2001. We're changing the belt every week situation. But we could see a title change hands on Netflix Raw. That'd be fine.
So in other words, you want the Edge and Cena swipping back and forth.
Yeah, we could do that with Braun Breaker and Gunther. That'd be fine. Again, doesn't hurt either of those talents once we get to that point. There's good motivation behind it. Both guys are ultra talented. Both guys would actually gain something from the victories to one another. So I think that's good. I think that'd be solid. What do you think of SmackDown overall? We touched on the end. We touched on the attack on Paul, which I just want to take one moment to just say what an incredible story Paul Heyman is. From a guy who used to sneak into Madison Square Garden and take pictures of wrestlers to basically main eventing the Garden. Paul Heyman's segment was the main event. He was the main star of SmackDown at Madison Square Garden. And go back 40 years ago, that man was sneaking in.
He was. He did a good job. I could say, I think they're doing a good thing with SmackDown right now. I think SmackDown is becoming the new Raw.
You think
I'm saying,
SmackDown's the A show?
I think SmackDown's the A show as of right now.
So recently, Triple H made the comment that WWE is not a sport. It's a movie about a sport. I think that's a pretty incredible way to explain WWE to somebody. Like, I feel like that's pretty much right. And I think SmackDown over the last 4 years has been giving us one hell of a movie. I mean, you look at Paul Heyman's character work when Roman's not there. How that man makes himself look like such a rough, like someone who's really just going through it. I mean, he looks like shit. There's no nice way. He looks bad. He looks like someone that, you know, if you knew him on a personal level, you'd be checking in on him. Like, hey, you all right? You don't look all right. You sure you're good?
Like, eye bloodshot red, like
yeah. Not shaving, not dyeing his hair. Like,
there was that
I don't know.
one segment. What was it? There was that one segment where they said when Roman left, he did that interview, and they said that he stayed up all night, didn't get no sleep for 24 hours just to make sure that segment looked believable.
Yeah. Paul knows how to work a crowd. God, does Paul ever know how to work a crowd, right? Like, let's go. We can take it way back to that 2300 arena on the south side of Philadelphia. Paul Heyman knows how to work a crowd.
That's right.
And he knows how to connect. And a guy like me, I mean, Paul Heyman's been connecting with me since 1993. That shitty little bingo hall on the south side of Philly. Moving the TV in the living room, far of the window, so I can disconnect the cable, hook up them rabbit ears, so I could get whatever Philadelphia channel that was, I could get in at the right angle, all staticky and shit, so I could watch ECW.
You had good. Okay.
It wasn't easy. It was a struggle. I had to, like, really try. It was not an easy go, but that's how I used to watch ECW back in the day.
And that's why I said you got guts, because I couldn't do that.
Yeah, before they, at one point it was on SportNet Ohio at, like, 4 in the morning. I used to get up and watch ECW when they put on SportNet Ohio whenever, we may or may not have been paying for cable. I don't know what statute of limitations is on that. My mom's dead. They can't throw her in jail. We were probably stealing cable.
That's true. If you didn't have the little gray box with 3 buttons on it, you're still in cable.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I used to hook up the rabbit ears. I would disconnect the cable, hook up the rabbit ears, move the TV.
Crazy.
So I could catch ECW and Paul Heyman. And I've always found Paul Heyman's work at times just like inspirational, motivation. Paul Heyman knows how to work up a crowd. Like, that man found his calling in life and followed it through. He was meant to be in front of the crowd in pro wrestling. Yeah, Paul does. He's got that Roman left, a piece of him left. Like, he is going through it. Do you think the pop when Roman Reigns returns will be the biggest pop excluding The Rock and excluding Stone Cold. Those don't count. Will anyone have had a bigger pop than Roman upon his return? It's going to be bigger than our Triple H came back from the quad.
I would say it would be okay. If I had to say, if you excluding the returns, like returns, I would say it would have to be a louder pop than when Ziggler cast in. It would have to be way louder than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
If you take away returns, I would say it has to be a louder pop than
Yeah,
Ziggler.
take away legends. No Austin, no Rock. Those, it's not fair to anyone to be compared to an Austin or a Rock showing up because nothing compares to the sound where that glass breaks.
Yeah, that's what I say. Gotta be louder than that one. When the Ziggler cast in, or even Seth wasn't that really that loud. Take the truth, Seth.
Yeah, Seth wasn't that loud. Ziggler's was loud. I'm sure whenever Rhea comes back, hers will be loud, but nothing's going to. I mean, I hope they have that decibel meter up when Roman returns because that shit's going to be bananas. I bet they got to break it. Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, that little meter.
All right. Let's transition. Let's kick in that Forbidden Door, Joe.
The door.
AEW Forbidden Door. Live tonight on pay-per-view. Not a premium live event. Forbidden Door is a pay-per-view. Which, first of all, I'm going to say I love that swerve. Check Bubba Ray Dudley on that. Man, if Roman's return would be anywhere overseas, like, I bet they would damage the foundation of whatever structure they were in because that crowd in France set a precedent for just being unbelievably loud. And, I mean, it's not that often that a crowd is so hot that it actually translates into the living room whenever you're watching. You feel more excited about what you're watching, but I was rewinding that in France and Joe, my wife, Joe's sister, look at this. They're so loud, they're shaking the damn cameras. Like, that was impressive.
I think it would be hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but it would be great if Roman did come out in France and the crowd just hummed his whole entire song.
I mean, Money in the Bank's in Canada. It's a different country. It's not the same. North America crowds aren't as excited about seeing pro wrestling as they are overseas because they don't get to see the big two as often. Certainly, like that's why Wembley is such a big deal for AEW.
Yeah. And they get to watch it at their time, not on 4 a.m. time. Their actual time.
Yeah. Then the New Japan crossovers in AEW are looking really good. I mean, I love Forbidden Door. A lot of people love to complain about Forbidden Door because there's not necessarily the most amazing storylines in the world going into Forbidden Door, and it's all about these matches, which I hate to be that guy to remind wrestling fans, like, pro wrestling's about wrestling matches. Like, that's kind of the thing, right?
Yeah. My thing is, I just wish they stopped bringing in the old timers. That's the only thing. Old timers. They need some new ones if they want to open up Forbidden Door.
I think the problem is, I think New Japan has fallen into a bit of a struggle where, man, it's kind of AEW's fault, really, that New Japan hasn't been able to build stars the caliber of the legends they're calling back to.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, and a lot of people do live for the pop and not for the wrestling. When you think about, like, let's talk, maybe we'll bounce around this part a little bit. IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Fox versus Naito. Seen tons of people. Why is Naito getting the shot? Why not somebody else? People know who Naito is, man.
Mhm.
Like, it's one of the biggest complaints ever. AEW brings somebody over from New Japan. Is everyone, who's that? You know, people won't go to YouTube and watch some New Japan to get familiar with a wrestler, but they will follow a QR code on SmackDown to the end of the damn earth and build all types of conspiracy theories as to what it could be. But they won't Google someone's name and watch 4 matches to get an idea of what the person's style is like. Shit's bonkers to me.
That QR code, that QR code, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, I love a good QR code, though. I don't know if you're familiar with the fact that in my real job, like I was in the forefront of busting out QR codes. I was making QR codes in like 2011, 2010. Put them on shit. I had a boss tell me that I was wasting my time with QR codes because it's never going to catch on and people are never going to scan them. How are you going to teach people to do this? Customers aren't going to do this shit. Well.
QR code came in handy.
Look who was smart. But I mean, I get where you're coming from. I would like to see some new, younger talent from New Japan crossing over for Forbidden Door and any of these AEW programs where we have New Japan stars coming over. But I think Naito and Mox is going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah, it will be.
I don't know if I think Mox loses, though.
I think he's gonna lose this. I think this is a way to get the belt back to New Japan, so he won't have to keep traveling back and forth.
That's true. Naito is the guy who can sell tickets. Wait, you think Mox loses?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just saying maybe because, Mox probably just don't want to keep traveling back and forth to Japan to defend it. So be a nice way to get the
If there's a match on this card where it makes the most sense for the New Japan talent to win, it is Naito going over Mox. Get the IWGP belt back in New Japan. I just struggle if AEW is going to put on a show because I know that this is considered to be co-promoted between New Japan and AEW. And this is an AEW show. I struggle to think that they're going to have somebody go over Mox of all people. I know Mox don't care if he does the job, but I just think from a booking standpoint, the guy with the pencil, does he want Mox to lose? I hate seeing Mox with that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship because I hate the look of that belt. I hate that belt.
Everybody hates the belt.
Yeah, so got the comments about David Finlay and Zack Sabre Jr. Am I the only one surprised they didn't get David Finlay on this card?
Yeah.
I thought for sure they would have found a way. I mean, with the Bullet Club Gold being called Bullet Club Gold again, I think that started like 2 weeks ago, and not just calling them the Bang Bang Gang. I thought they were doing that to bring David Finlay into this, to have David Finlay be on Forbidden Door. I thought this was a way for us to get Bullet Club Gold versus Bullet Club proper. I thought that's why they started calling them Bullet Club Gold again. Like, you remember, like a month ago, I was asking you, like, are they no longer Bullet Club? Are they just the Bang Bang Gang? And then we don't know Jay White on Forbidden Door. No David Finlay. We do have Zack Sabre Jr. And I've heard speculation that Zack Sabre Jr.'s New Japan contract is actually up soon. That I thought he had signed a new deal like early last year. But I had someone tell me in one of our comments that what he signed was an extension to his prior deal, and it actually expires before the end of this year. I want to say like September or October, something like that.
Yeah, I do remember he did sign extensions for some reason. I don't know what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, so there's a chance we see Zack Sabre Jr. as a free agent in the near future, which I would imagine he ends up in AEW.
I don't know.
And Zack Sabre Jr. would be great in WWE. He really would be. A big problem right now with the big two, AEW and WWE, anyone who comes over from New Japan who can't be plugged in to one of the main stories going, I think will get lost in the shuffle. I mean, right now, we have the Rainmaker just calling everyone bitches. Like,
and he's an EP as well.
I mean, Okada is, first of all, I feel like there was a missed opportunity in New Japan with Okada to have him do some comedy shit. Because it's funny. Snarky, smart-ass Okada is hilarious.
Yeah.
When he said he hit the wrong button, that was just funny.
That was funny. Like,
his comedic timing, like, he's on point with his comedic timing.
And his little shocking face when he does it, like, hit the wrong button. You can do it good.
Yeah. I'm a huge Theo Rush fan. We got a comment saying he might come back to either TNA or WWE soon. You know, he's still a free agent. He's doing a lot with AEW. I would be shocked if he goes WWE, but the culture has changed. You know, a lot of what he didn't like isn't that way anymore. So I could see that. I'm excited that he's in the TNT Championship ladder match. That ladder match is going to be nuts. I have to assume Jack Perry wins that ladder match, right?
It's a toss-up. He could, yeah.
Okay, we got Jack Perry, Mark Briscoe, Leo Rush, Dante Martin in there. I think that El Phantasmo, I think I'm saying that right. I mean, you got 6 people in a ladder match for the TNT Championship. Strong possibility that steals the show.
I mean, yeah. Them ladder matches do be taking over now.
I think just having Leo Rush, Mark Briscoe, and Dante Martin in a ladder match, the likelihood of it stealing the show is pretty damn good.
Now, what they shouldn't do is have that be the first match. Now that's neither.
I think the most recent graphic they put out was set to be the order of the show as of this morning. So it was supposed to be the trios match with Samoa Joe and Hook and Shibata against Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb. Then it was the MJF match, Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr., the Elite versus the Acclaimed, Danielson versus Shingo, ladder match, Tony Storm match, Mox match, Mercedes Moné match, and Swerve and Will Ospreay.
Wait.
How do we feel about the 6-man tag? So, Joe, how do you feel about the trios match? Learning Tree,
I think they could pass.
Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb. But first of all, I'm just going to say this. Getting Jeff Cobb on my TV is fantastic. That's a big one for me. I like Jeff Cobb. I wish he would come to promotion in the U.S. permanently so I could see him more often. Imagine Jeff Cobb versus Baron Corbin. How much fun would that match be? Right? So, what are your thoughts of that trios match? Do you have an opinion?
My opinion, they could say that for Dynamite or Collision.
I knew you were going to think they had no business on the pay-per-view. You know what? I have a prediction for that match.
But if I had to pick, I'll say Team Samoa Joe wins.
I'm going to say Team Samoa Joe loses. Because I think we're going to add to Jericho's stable.
Oh, Hook.
Bada boom. Realest guy in the room, how you doing? Yeah, I think Enzo shows up. What more Forbidden Door is there than to sign Enzo Amore to AEW and put him with Jericho and Big Bill?
If it happens, it happens.
Man, I'm telling you, this is the opportunity. People deserve a second chance, and Enzo Amore deserves this opportunity to work with Jericho and Big Bill to eventually turn on Jericho. This learning tree thing, yeah, Jericho has gotten it over to an extent, which has blown my mind because I said a couple months ago, Jericho should probably take time away from TV. If you want to get rid of what is almost turn the channel heat with Chris Jericho, put Enzo on there with him.
All right. Okay.
Well, why do you hate that idea so much? Why do you hate that I want Enzo on AEW so much?
It's like you bring it up. It's like it's just funny to me that you really want Enzo. That's why I just laugh so much. Like it's just hilarious.
We had someone, I don't know, 2 shows ago, last week or something like that. I'm bringing up Enzo because I'm trying to spark people to say something, and that's not it. I like Enzo Amore on the mic. He doesn't have to wrestle. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying make the guy the world champion.
No.
I'm saying just put him in there, have him on the mic with Jericho. We build toward the breakup of Jericho's group and breaking Big Bill away from him and having him go with Enzo. But you at least have Enzo on the mic alongside Jericho and then opposite Jericho. This doesn't have to be forever. Just give me a short Enzo program in AEW opposite Chris Jericho. Alongside and then opposite. I just really, really want that to happen. But you know what? It probably won't. Do you know why, Joe?
Why?
Because everyone in AEW is SAWFT. Soft. See if we got comments coming in. It would be great. Having Enzo in AEW right now would be fantastic. Imagine he does his whole Enzo Amore shtick on the mic, and Jericho, being the learning tree, tries to correct him. You're saying soft wrong. Just dumb shit. Just really stupid things.
Really? Yes, it is.
I would have fun with it.
Okay. All right. Just for you. Just for you. As of right now, the top Enzo Amore promo is a debut on Raw with 9.2 million views, and that was 8 years ago.
8 years ago, 9.2 million views on YouTube. So we're a little over 1 million views every year for Enzo. I'm sorry. I really, really think Enzo coming into AEW would pop a rating.
Okay.
If he showed up tonight at Forbidden Door, Dynamite on Wednesday does over 800,000 for sure.
Okay. And coming in second Just for you again. With a whopping 3.7 million views, the May 23rd segment of Raw, where he returns from an injury.
Yeah, see? They got that, Big Bill not wanting to play along and not wanting to do the Enzo and Big Cass shtick. And that's a whole other layer of this path. It could be Big Bill doesn't want to do the comedy thing, even though Learning Tree situation is comedy, but you could,
Hold on.
the whole thing could be Big Bill and Jericho aren't aware that it's a comedy act already. There's so many things you could do with Enzo in the mix, man.
I won't
Hey,
say that one.
and I can buy a real one T-shirt.
You're just gonna buy a real one with the microphone in his hand, like this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could make one of my own now that it's. I mean, I could change it or something, but I mean, I don't know. I just want Tony Khan to just sign Enzo to a short deal. He probably isn't going to screw up.
Okay.
You don't have a problem having people in your locker room who don't exactly get along with everybody. It's not a huge deal. Just sign Enzo. I'm sure he's matured. I'm sure there's a lot less problems. Big Cass is doing fine. He's not getting in trouble or nothing. Like, let's put Enzo on TV. And you know what? If they book Enzo, he doesn't break 800,000. Tony Khan can dock my pay. I don't.
That's some funny stuff, but okay. You go. Enzo. All right.
Look, if you had one shot.
Yeah. TNA they do have. You can mix things up. People come in and they do those things backstage. TNA's got a lot of great stuff. I wish I kept up with it as regularly as I want to. D'Lo said if you watch 3 weeks consistently, you're gonna come back for week 4. D'Lo Brown underestimates my ADHD. I went on a really good run with TNA and then just completely fell off. But I do keep up on some of the news and stuff, and I'll catch some matches here and there. But consistently watching the show, I think I'm going to make it a focus in July to watch every episode of TNA while it's aired, live.
There you go. Watch it live.
Yeah. I would dedicate July to watching TNA live. If you dedicate July to catching NXT live.
I could do that. NXT live. I could do that. Tuesday night. I could do that.
Yeah. I will damn sure give it catching TNA live my all. We're probably going to have to recruit someone to watch Ring of Honor live. Ooh, TNA's got a surprise this week. What do you think that surprise is? What could it be?
Ooh. If it's what I think it is, I think what Dempsey made an appearance at TNA.
Oh.
But I ain't gonna spoil it. I guess somebody.
Okay, nobody spoil it for me. I'll catch it live. I won't try to find it. Everybody knows I hate spoilers. I don't like knowing what happened ahead of time. Charlie had a question for you.
What's up?
Does Hangman show up at Forbidden Door tonight? Does Hangman cost Swerve Strickland the title?
Nah.
You don't think so?
It's gonna be MJF.
You think MJF's going to cost Swerve the title?
Nope.
So the speculation is, and granted, it's been a crazy time in AEW where Tony Khan has mixed up shows hours before. So again, MJF this morning was booked to be match 2. That could change. If MJF does come out there and he is match 2, I think you're right. MJF probably does interfere in the main event.
I'm gonna say MJF's gonna stop Ospreay from getting the belt.
You think MJF is going to work to keep that belt on Swerve?
Yeah.
Because Ospreay disrespected him?
That's right.
I'm okay with that. Then we're going to get a Will Ospreay MJF program. I'm okay with that because, like I said, I don't think Will Ospreay should win that title yet. I think Swerve should face Bryan Danielson at Wembley, and I think he should lose there, and then I think Danielson should hold it for a year and drop it next year at Wembley to Will Ospreay. And the whole story being that Danielson wanted to retire, and he wants someone to beat him, but he just keeps beating everybody. And just let Bryan Danielson go on this run where he's defending the belt all the time because he wants to lose it, and no one can beat him. MJF and Will Ospreay for the international title. I can see that happening.
Thank you.
The question is, do you see MJF beating Will Ospreay for the international title? And if he does, what does MJF do as international champion?
Give it to Danny Garcia.
Oh, you think MJF's transitional champion he takes it off of Will and he drops it to Danny?
Yeah.
Hear me out on this one. What if MJF beats Will Ospreay for the international title, and then MJF goes on a world tour, and MJF showed because the international title should really be defended that way. Guys should be showing up all over the globe at different shows defending that title for AEW. And what if we do that with MJF? MJF World Tour.
I would say.
Give him a private jet. He's flying around, make it a whole shtick that happens on Dynamite. Where was MJF at this week?
I just think
He wrestled, Dynamite Dave somewhere in Liverpool. Who knows?
I don't think that's the belt for MJF though. That's not a belt for him. That's like a one-time deal belt for him.
Man, that's not a belt for anybody.
That's one.
AEW needs to unify some of these titles.
I'm just saying that's the one time. If he did do that, that would be like a few.
Yeah, I think MJF could take that title. He could go to New Japan. He could go to CMLL.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the belt for him.
But he could make it. He could make it mean something because his gimmick, who he is, his fan support. MJF could actually be the guy who gives that belt a purpose by using it the way it probably should have been used from the beginning and being defended all over the globe. That should be, ideally the world title means you're the best in the world. But if you're an international championship holder, you should be defending it internationally. Yeah, they need to unify international and TNT title, 100%. TNT title, international title, and probably the ROH TV title need to become one thing. Or stop having AEW guys be in Ring of Honor. It's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
So, do you think Mox drops it? Do you think Swerve retains? Mercedes is going to retain her title? It's title for title. So is she going to be Mercedes 2 belts?
I guess so.
That's the rumor I heard.
I guess so, but yeah.
The rumor I seen is it's going to be Mercedes 2 belts getting confronted by Becky.
Oh Lord.
That Tony Khan may have signed Becky Lynch.
Hope not.
Why? You feel like that's a program you've seen before?
It is a program I've seen before, but then again, I would say it's okay for Becky to go to AEW because she's a mom. She don't want to be on the road very much with the kids, so I would respect that since she's a mom. Got what? A 1-year-old? I think probably a 1-year-old right now.
That's probably 2, maybe. I don't know. It would make
somewhere in the time frame.
sense for her to go.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that one.
And especially, I mean, they're going to back up the Brinks truck together. They're going to pay her a lot of money. She wouldn't have to work much.
She's a mom, and she'll spend more time with the baby and not be like some other parents that don't get to spend quality time. So I get it. I'm not mad.
Do you think that's likely to happen tonight? Do you think that we could see that tonight?
I say this. This is what I say. If for some if it happens tonight, it happens tonight. But I don't think it will happen. I don't think it will happen. The only way it would happen if she got the 2 belts and she just says she starts calling out somebody to be her next challenger. Then boom. That's when it happens.
Yeah, I can see that. You said you already think MJF will be the one in the main event, so you don't think Hangman returns tonight. Do you think Hangman returns on Dynamite? Well, you know what? Let's not predict Dynamite. We'll wait till
Yeah.
Wednesday night. We'll predict Dynamite.
Yeah.
But I hope Hangman doesn't return tonight, at least not to interfere in the main event. Could I see him coming in to help the Elite? I can see that happening. If he does come back tonight, I hope he stays out of the main event because I don't think Swerve should drop that title today. I just don't think it should happen. You think Mox drops it? I'm okay if Mox drops it just because I hate the way that belt looks. I don't need to see it every Wednesday night.
I think it's better it being over in Japan than being over here. Respectfully, being over there.
Yeah. Mina and Toni Storm. Does Toni Storm retain the AEW Women's Championship?
She retains, yeah.
TNT Championship ladder match.
Ooh.
I just can't help but assume Jack Perry wins this. I would really like for it to be Leo Rush, but I'm going to assume it's going to be Jack Perry. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Mark Brickles should win it since he is a crazy person that does crazy stuff like that. So that's his area. That's his body style type. So I think he should win it.
Bryan Danielson versus Shingo, Owen Hart tournament. And I think it's a given. Danielson's going to win this. He's going to advance. I think he's going to advance to face whoever wins between Jeff Jarrett and his wild card opponent, right?
You know who should win that? I can tell you who should win.
Who?
Jeff Jarrett should win the whole tournament.
You think Jeff Jarrett should win the Owen Hart tournament?
I think he should win the Owen Hart.
The winner of the Owen Hart tournament gets a world title shot at Wembley. You're going to give Jeff Jarrett a world title shot?
I think Jeff Jarrett should win in honor of Owen Hart. His true. Yeah.
That's insane.
I know it's insane. But
what an insane thing. You are a crazy person. Jeff Jarrett should not get a world title. Jeff Jarrett should get a world title shot because Owen Hart died in 1998.
This tournament has a true meaning behind it for once, and Jeff Jarrett's in it for win it for his friend. It has a meaning. It's not just a tournament. It's a special place in his heart, and he wants to win it for his friendship and for his two children that he knows since a tragedy moment, but still, it has a great thoughtful meaning if Owen Hart for him to win the Owen Hart tournament. Okay, let me hit the last button. You can hit the last button and everything right now, okay?
I can't figure out if you're being serious or if you're messing with me, man.
I'm being I'm being serious. Oh, Jeff Jarrett should win in honor of Owen Hart for his friendship, the family, and so that it goes on instead of not just being a normal average tournament. It has a special meaning behind it, and he won in this tournament for his good friend that he lost 20 plus years ago.
You're insane. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I have to assume that the wild card that Jarrett's going to get is
I don't know what the wild card is.
no. I think it's Nigel McGuinness. I think Nigel comes out of retirement, faces Jeff Jarrett and beats him, and goes on to face Bryan Danielson.
You know what? How about this? What if you get your wish? What if the wild card is Hangman Adam Page?
I can see that too.
What if that's the wild card?
But then that screws up my whole story of Danielson winning it and going on to run with it for a year. If you have Swerve and Hangman go right into a program at Wembley, I don't know. I don't want that.
Just saying.
As much as I want Swerve and Hangman to feud for years to come, I don't want it to be about the title right now, because then I'm stuck in a predicament. Do they hot potato the belt? Because they shouldn't. But no one can be definitively better than the other one. It's got to be Rock Austin. Back and forth, back and forth. So you got to take the belt out of the equation. So the best thing is Nigel McGuinness faces Jarrett, beats Jarrett. Nigel and Danielson face each other to go on for Danielson to face Swerve in Wembley. Danielson beats Swerve in Wembley, spends the next year wrestling constantly trying to lose the belt and just can't. And then he faces Will Ospreay next year at Wembley.
Okay.
That's my long-term creative for AEW. Hopefully everyone can tune in and check out Forbidden Door tonight. If you don't catch Forbidden Door tonight, me and Joe will be back tomorrow live on Instagram talking about Forbidden Door, making some predictions for tomorrow night's WWE Raw. So it will be our Raw pre-show tomorrow at 5:05 Eastern Time on the Superstation Instagram. If you don't catch us live on Instagram, the show will be available on YouTube and Spotify and Rumble, if I remember to put it on Rumble.
Did you put them on Rumble? Yes, true.
Yeah, sometimes I forget to put things on Rumble, but man, who uses Rumble? Anybody out there watch shit on Rumble? I watch Power Slap on Rumble sometimes.
Oh. Speaking of which, for your boy Paul Heyman.
Ooh, tomorrow we got ECW trivia. You're ready to go with it for tomorrow?
I'm ready to go with it. Took me a while, but I figured out some stuff.
How many questions do you have on there?
It's 10.
Okay, so tomorrow,
it's 10
ECW questions. Thank you, everyone who has contributed to the Ring County Dog Kennel fundraiser we are running on Instagram. We will be focused on that tomorrow as well. Thank you guys for checking us out. Joe, any famous last words from the illegal brother-in-law?
Okay. Famous last words is, I just feel Jeff should win. That is all, y'all. Jeff, let him win. Let him go on the crowd. Share that championship. Be happy.
There we go. My illegal brother-in-law has lost his damn mind. He thinks Jeff Jarrett should win the Owen Hart Cup tournament, go on to face Swerve Strickland in Wembley. He thinks Jeff Jarrett should beat Swerve Strickland and go on to carry the AEW title for a year. He then thinks Jeff Jarrett should drop the AEW title to David Arquette, who will come out managed by Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff, and probably tag team with the Yeti. Tomorrow we may talk about who killed WCW also. Who knows? Thank you guys for checking us out. For Mark the Monster, who has wandered off, and illegal brother-in-law Joe, we are the Don't Say the F Word podcast. We're a pro wrestling combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. Shouldn't let your friends use the ear. See you on the next one, guys. We're out.
See ya.